Hey up everybody and welcome back to the Audio Cycling YouTube channel, where today we're going to be taking a look at Tro Bro Leon. Of course this is taking place as well as the Giro d'Italia, so be sure to not slip in your Superclasico standings and be sure to put in a decent team. Now, we have just had the GP Morebar, I'm sorry for that pronunciation, but we had that race today on the first stage of the Giro, and this is taking place the day after on the Sunday. So there is a pretty good correlation between these races, so go and definitely take a look at the results of today's race to kind of help you pick your riders for today. Based upon that, the riders who you need to pick is Kuznefroy, Deli and Zingler. You need to be picking those three because that was today's podium, so therefore it's a pretty good shot that at least one of these three will be finishing on the podium tomorrow. So I'd recommend you pick all three of those riders, and this could be a very short preview for that reason. It's then a matter of who you pick in your other three. Cockard, I probably wouldn't recommend. I picked him for today's race and he didn't do very well. He was dropped. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that Tro Bro Leon is Cockard's sort of race. Degenkolb, just hasn't really been showing the best of form this year. Tiller was like top 30 today and he did do good in this race last year, Tro Bro Leon. So I think that Tiller is one of the people who I would consider for that other place. Lorenzo Rota was like top 15 today, so I'd say that he's a good one. Van Hestel, I mean, he had a very good spring. He was very consistent, somewhere between 10th to 20th in pretty much most of the races that he competed in. He did a gravel race the other day where he finished 8th, which I don't know whether that's just like a tune-up, but I think that he is a good choice. He's one of those who could definitely sneak into the top 10 in my opinion. And then outside of them, maybe Dujardin, but he didn't look that great today, to be honest. De Boist, I guess, he could be up there with Deli as like a final man, and maybe with some 1-2 action, De Boist could get his own opportunity. Albanese is a good one. He was top 10 today, I think like 7th or something like that, so I think Albanese is good to be picking as well. Mazzato, maybe. He has done well in this race in the past. 2022 he finished 2nd behind Hugo Hofstetter, so I think Mazzato's good. Arkea actually have quite a good team in this race, including obviously the aforementioned Albanese, but also Clément Venturini. He finished like 4th place today, and he also has just been very good in this race the last couple of years, so I think that Venturini is really good, and he just seems to be in really good form. He was sprinting quite well in Romandy as well, so I think that Venturini is really good. Arkea are really, the masters of getting multiple riders inside the top 10 in these .pro races. I think Riley Sheehan is a really good pick as well. He's been looking fantastic. I can't remember which race it was, but Arnaud Deli won a race recently. I think Sheehan was definitely, he was on the podium there. He seems to be sprinting fast. Eschborn Frankfurt, he looked really good as well, sprinting fast. He's won Paris Tours last year, and therefore this is a very similar sort of race. So I think Sheehan is obviously in a fantastic bit of form, so I think he's a great one to be picking as well. Watson has done decently in this race in the past as well, so he's probably the best option for Groupama FDJ. And given that this is a major French race, I expect that they'll be rallying around Watson. Abrahamsen is a fantastic option if he gets into the breakaway, and he could definitely hold people off. But they do also have De Versnes, who was 5th place today, and Tiller, like I said earlier, so maybe he'll just be a domestique. I think Blackmore has been in fantastic form this year so far, and I do think that he could do a really good job alongside Sheehan. I think that Israel Premier Tech could get definitely 2 inside the top 10 there. Akoff has come top 10 in this race before, so he's certainly one to be watching out for as well. Luca van Boven was top 10 today. I think that he's also a good pick to be going with. And then down into the 6s, which you don't really, I don't really think that budget is a massive concern. There is De Versnes. Of course, I think that he's a good one to be picking as well. Gotorat is usually quite consistent in these races as well, whether they'll just be working all in for Kuznefroy though. But Gotorat has shown some pretty decent results this year. So has Emilien Jonier. He's kind of a fast man for Total Energies, and given that they don't have like a massive leader, I'd say, in this race, nobody on their team is standing out, I'd say that Jonier could certainly get his own opportunity in this race. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't even looked this far down on the start list, so I'm just making sure that there's nobody who is glaringly obvious that I've missed, and I don't think that there is. There's just a lot of people in this 4 credit bracket. No, So I don't think that's kind of I don't think you need any of the falls. So this is my team. Deli, Kuznefroy, Venturini, Zingler, Sheehan and Blackmore. Obviously I've got today's podium with Deli, Kuznefroy and Zingler. Venturini, again, just because there seems to be a pretty good correlation between the Moriband race and Tro Bro Leon, so I'm going with Venturini because he did good today. And then Sheehan's been in fantastic form so far this year. And then Blackmore's, I guess, the more risky pick in this. I could go with Tiller, I guess. Oh no, I couldn't go with Tiller. That's a lie. I could go with Rota, or I could go with Van Herstel, I suppose. Or maybe I'll go with Albanese because he looked pretty good today. There's, maybe Blackmore's a little bit of a risky pick, so maybe somebody like Albanese might be a better option to be going with. But, it goes against every fibre of my being to not use the full 100 credits, but I don't think that the winning team will cost you 100 credits. It's going to be one where you can have a little bit of fun, and so long as you pick Deli, Zingler and Kuznefroy, I really think you can have some fun with the other 3 positions. But let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. Obviously, the Giro d'Italia is underway. What a crazy and fantastic first stage that was. It really makes you happy to be a cycling fan. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking for this race. And yeah, all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Salut!